Yeah, come then.
Where can you get water from?
Oh yeah, brother, just you see this road? Just keep going straight, you're going to see a massive silver circle water fountain. Just there, just right behind the
Do they give you...
no, just press the button and it comes out, water comes out. It's clean water.
No, but they give you...
No, you press the button and you just drink from your mouth.
And then they got a bottle.
Alright, it's rolling, yeah?
I'll let you go.
But it's just there, behind the police.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, I'm sure. If you want to take it.
No, it's all right, but you're getting recorded.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I got the brother Raspect.
Content over everything.
I was just saying, well, come and see. Talk to me. About what, like, basically it's about, you know, like the youth and that. Like, try and inspire the youth. You say a couple of things. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. No. Like, I know that. No. For the youth, yeah. One guidance, because I know the youth out there, a lot of the knife crimes, a lot of problems been happening to the youth. And I want people to inspire the youth, because the youth are taking the inspiration from like certain people that's not really, you know, talk about knife crimes. And I'm just want something positive message to the brothers out there.
Yeah, man. Just get this money, my G. That's all it is. That's what I'm telling the man. Them us is only get this money in it. Don't concentrate on the beef. Concentrate on the peas. Cause beef is expensive, and it costs a lot. You get me? Bullets cost a lot. Guns cost a lot. Your brethren's life costs a lot. Looking over your back costs a lot. The VOs cost a lot. The money to go down to the prisons cost a lot. Like, beef is expensive for real, like. You know what I'm saying? So unless you're nice like that, mind the beef thing, just get your peas and live easy. And if you do chase this beef thing, I can tell man from experience that only bad's gonna come, like, over time, like. Man's seen it over and over again. I've gone and seen young G's. They're moving ignorant, they don't want to listen to man, they're laughing at man. Next couple of weeks, man's dead, innit? Like, it's real, innit? I've had OGs tell me, this and that. Next thing you know, something happens to them. Like, man's telling the man that we need to come together and change the thing. No one don't want to listen to man. A lot of these people, bruv. And then when it comes round on their door, everyone's saying, why did my brethren die? You know, like that. My man's been saying to you, we need to change this, and you're ignoring me, G. So we just can't be upset when it comes round to our own. Like, there's so many parents that I speak to that before their child died, they wasn't interested. If I spoke to you in the streets and said, can you help prevent a youth from dying, you might have walked past, man, and that could have been your youth. Now your youth's died, you want all the support. You're screaming at the world for support, but if I asked you what you was doing to support those before, you wasn't. So we just got to be involved in this thing, whether it's directly affecting us or not, because what affects one affects all. And that's why I always stood against the occupation of Palestine, because I see it as the same as the occupation of Africa, South Africa. You understand? So if I didn't like that for me, how can I like that for you? You know what I'm saying? And if some random people came and occupied Poland, that's wrong. Like, why are you occupying man's land? You get me? Man, just try to stand on truth and righteousness and try not to be biased even to myself. You know, like the thing says, speak the truth if it's for you or against you. You get me? Done now. Yeah, man.
Yeah, mashallah, the brother, he just basically said, like, we've got to address the issues of the youth today. Like, as you can see, knife crime, and all that. Like, this is obviously Shaitan's playing a role, innit? Shaitan's got this thing. Like, he's getting man to kill each other, hate each other. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, the most important thing, like, me personally, that can help the people to get back on, to change their life, yeah, is to look at people like Muhammad Ali, the boxer. He was an inspiration. This guy is successful. The whole world loves him. The whole world. They can't. If you find me one person that doesn't like Muhammad Ali, one person, you won't find that. Everyone. He put his energy in something constructive. Like, he put his energy in promoting unity, in promoting peace. So if you've got energy, use that energy to do something that will benefit people, that will benefit the youths, that will benefit the generations to come. Obviously, like I said this before, yeah, the brothers that are selling drugs and that to the people, yeah, stop selling drugs. The brothers that are promoting killing people, stop promoting that, because if you kill one person, and then what happens at the Day of Judgment? What happens? You're going to be in hell for millions of years, billions of years. Think about what is important in the next life. Think about this life is temporary. In a couple of years, we're all dead. This haram money you're getting, you're not going to get no blessings from it. Like, I don't know if a lot of the mans that are selling drugs or doing some mad things, yeah, like promoting violence, yeah, you know that comes back to you, like, because when you give out bad comes back to you. It's like what goes around comes around. The Bible said it, the Quran said it, the Torah said it, you know, what goes around comes around. And we have to be honest, like, why are we gonna, the most important thing in a Muslim is to be honest, because they asked the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, can a believer lie? He said, no, a believer can't lie. So how honest are we? Like I said this before, do not test how much person he prays and fasts and goes to Hajj, but test how much how honest he is and how trustworthy he is and how he deals with money and women. This is what Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq said. So the youths need to test people, and let's be honest, why can't we be truthful? Why can't we say the truth? Like, we got to enjoin good and forbid evil. Because if you don't do this action, enjoining good and forbidding evil, then basically mad things are going to happen in the world. And then if you're just sitting there silent and not saying nothing, then by you saying nothing, you're supporting the evil. Because you're not saying nothing, so the evil thinks they're doing the right thing. Because they're doing evil and you're not saying nothing, you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to say nothing. So they're going to think, oh, we're doing the right thing, no one's telling us to stop. But your job, any person that's influential, especially influential people, or any person, any random person, any evil you see, you got to say stop. And I know there's some good Christians and even some Jews that are good, and then they say no to evil. And some non-Muslims that are not Christian or Muslim, but they say no to evil, and then they support the good, and they say that's what it is. So if you see something wrong, you got to talk out. If you don't talk out, then basically you're getting a sin for that, for not talking out. So talking is important. You can't just stay silent, you've got to talk. Because one thing you might say might change a person's life. Maybe one word a person might hear, and then his whole life changes because of that one word that you said. And that's why words have power, you know. That's why in the Quran, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to Moses, go to Pharaoh, but talk to him softly and kindly, and maybe he might remember. So always give advice. Never stop giving advice, because that's one of the best actions in Islam and in Christianity. In Christianity, a lot of good Christians out here telling people to do good and stop doing evil. So, and these people of the book, Jews and Christians, which do this, which do Amar bil Ma'ruf wa Nahy anil Munkar in Arabic, which promote good and say no to evil, forbid evil and enjoin good. These people are mentioned in the Quran. Allah mentions them. He says, and of the people of the book who enjoin good and forbid evil. And read the verses in the Quran. So this is one of the greatest actions in Islam. So obviously when you're all the prophets had enemies. Prophet Moses had enemies. Jesus had enemies. The Jews tried to kill Jesus, and then the angel Gabriel had to save him. So every prophet of Allah that came down, David, everyone, they all had to encounter enemies and hate. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for 30 years, the pagan Arabs were killing his companions, killing his family members, hurting the Holy Prophet so much. But he was still saying, La ilaha illallah, there's no God to be worshipped but Allah, and don't worship idols, you know. Because this is the message of Abraham, of Jesus, of Moses, and he had to continue this message. And just for him saying this word, it's just saying this word, he encountered so much problems, because the haqq, the truth, people don't want to hear the truth. People will try and attack the truth. Anyone who speaks the truth, they will try and attack him and try and kill him. So if you're out there trying to speak the truth, you're going to get enemies. You're going to get haters. You're going to get people who are going to try and kill you, and who will probably eventually kill you for speaking the truth. That's why Malcolm X died. Why do you think Malcolm X died? It wasn't a coincidence. Yeah? You know, Malcolm X, when I saw the film, I cried, because I knew Malcolm X was talking the truth. And when he found the truth, he had to get killed, because he told the people, he said the truth, and the truth is very hard to accept for the people. And Allah always tells us to speak the truth, even if it's against ourselves. Speak the truth, even if it was bitter. So there's a lot of people that might tell you, oh, why are you talking? Why are you talking? Stay at home and be quiet. No, say no, I have to talk. I have to say no to evil. I have to say no to terrorism. I have to say no to to hate. I have to say no to injustice. Because if I don't say this, I will be, because there's a story from Imam Ali. He says, Prophet Shu'aib, Allah sent down to him a message that 100,000 of your people will be punished and they will be tortured. So the Prophet Shu'aib said to Allah, he said, but only 40,000 of them are bad and 60,000 of them are good. So why is everyone getting punished? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the Prophet that the reason everyone is getting punished is because those that saw the people doing bad did not stop them and did not tell them to stop doing bad. They just let them do the bad. So just for this action and for them not enjoining good and forbidding evil, the whole area had to get punished. For example, this is a story narrated from Imam Ali on the Prophet Shu'aib in those times before Islam. Because they were all prophets of Allah, but everyone has a different story. So if you see that people, if the punishment of Allah is going to come down on a group of evil people, and the good people are not doing nothing to stop the evil people, then the good people and the evil people will be both punished. That's basically the moral of the story. So if you're a good person out there and you're with God and not with Satan, then every single time you see something wrong, talk, keep on talking. Because words have power, words have energy. And like I said, a Muslim's behavior is the most important thing, because it says, the Holy Prophet Muhammad said, the best of you in manners is the best of you in faith. So the Holy Prophet Muhammad had over 150 miracles. Over 150 miracles in his time. And like, there's so many stories that I'm not going to go into them right now. I'll have to talk to you about it in another video. But like I said, there's so many stories about his great manners. And Islam, all the people at that time that were worshipping idols and they saw the Holy Prophet's manners, they all came to him. They loved him. They loved him. He was known as the truthful, as the honest. Before the time of Islam, in the time of the pagan idols, he was the most honest person. They would give him all their, all of their trust. They would trust him the most because he was so trustworthy. So then they believed him. When they came down with the message, they believed the Prophet because he was the most trustworthy. And he encountered so much hate and so much for the sake of God. And even when the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was about to die, this is narrated from the Ahlul Bayt, the angel of death knocked on the door to the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he asked his daughter Fatima to see who it is. So when she went to the door, he said, I'm the angel of death. So then the Prophet said, let him come in. So the angel of death said to the Prophet, I have never, and I never will, ever knock on the door to take someone's life, except for you, O Prophet of Allah. Because the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the greatest prophet. So then the angel of death said to the Prophet Muhammad, O Prophet of Allah, Allah has sent me to you, the angel Gabriel, who came down, and he said, O Prophet of Allah, Allah has sent me to you to ask you, would you like to stay living, or is it okay to take your life? And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, to be with Allah is more love to me. Whatever Allah wants, And then when the angel of death was taking the soul out from the holy prophets, because when the angel of death comes to you, he takes out your soul, right? And it hurts. There's even hadith saying that it hurts so much, it's like a person's skin being peeled on alive when your soul gets taken out of your body when the time of death comes. So then the angel Gabriel was taking out the soul of the Prophet, and he was being so soft with him, but it was so painful to the Prophet that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Oh angel of death, is this how you're going to do to my ummah? You're going to be this rough to them?" And the angel of death said, "Oh Prophet of Allah, I am being so soft to you. I'm being so soft to you. I'm being the softest ever. I'm pulling out your soul, the softest ever." So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Oh angel of death, be harsh on me and be soft on my ummah." That's how he had love for the ummah of his people. He was like, "Please angel of death, make it harsh on me, but make it soft on them." So, and even in the day of judgment, the Prophet everyone will be shouting, "Myself, myself." But the Holy Prophet Muhammad will shouting, "My ummah, my ummah." The greatest Prophet of Allah, the greatest man to ever live. Allah says to the Prophet, you are the most loved to me out of all my creations. And Allah has created billions of galaxies and billions of angels. You know the amount of angels there are in this world. There's a hadith from Imam Ali that says the most creation of Allah is the angels. There's so many angels, like there's for the raindrops, there's for the wind, there's for everything. There's for us. So Allah says to the Prophet Muhammad, you are more loved to me than all my angels, all my creation. Imagine how great this Prophet is. Imagine how great Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is. Imagine you read the stories from Ahl Bayt about the Holy Prophet, you will start crying. You will start crying. You will start. It is crazy. Like it's so mad. Like I can't even. Like you'll just cry. You'll cry. All the prophets of Allah, when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to the heavens and pray, and when the horse came down with wings, and it took the Holy Prophet, and the angel Gabriel was on one side, and the angel Michael was on the other side, and then they lifted the Prophet to the heavens. When the Prophet was in the heaven, the time for prayer came, and they said to the Prophet, you lead the prayer. Angel Gabriel told the Prophet, you lead the prayer. So all the prophets of Allah, Moses, Jesus, Jacob, Abraham, all the prophets of Allah, they all prayed behind the Prophet. It's important. Proper. All right, let me just finish this. Give me 5. All right. So all the prophets of Allah, prayed behind the prophets. Even all the angels in the heavens prayed behind the Prophet. He led the prayer. So basically, 1 second, brother. 1 second. 1 second, see this, brother. Can you just show them, please? Just see this for a second, yeah? Just take a little read. As you can see, the ranking of the most influential peoples in history by Michael Hart. Michael Hart is this man here. He has said, my choice of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to lead the list of the world's most influential persons may surprise some readers and may be questioned by others. But he was the only man in history who was supremely successful on both the religious and secular levels. Now, Michael Hart, if you read about this man, he has said the most influential is the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Michael Hart. Check him out. Other people have written about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As you can see, Alphonse Delmartine, a French poet, writer and politician. Maurice Bocali, a French medical doctor. Thomas Carl, the Scottish historian, philosopher, and author of Heroes and Hero Worship and the Heroic in History. Mahatma Gandhi also talked about it. George Bernard Shaw. Sir George Bernard Shaw in the genuine... okay, so I'm not going to read all of them out to you, but you can all make your own research. It's written here. And as you can see, Jazakallah brother for this. Thank you very much.
You can say what Western philosophers talk about Prophet.
Okay.
Can I take a picture of it?
Yeah, sure. Take a picture.
Check online.
Yeah, take a picture.
Around there.
Sorry.
Allah make things happen. Say just Google it. What Western philosophers talk about Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah. So as you can see, mashallah, I was talking to you and subhanallah, from Allah, this always happens to me. I'm talking and Allah sends me someone to bring, other people to explain my cause. Now I see this as like a little miracle from Allah. Thank you, brother. I see this as a little miracle because I'm talking about this topic and a brother comes, I don't know him, and he backs up some of my claims, mashallah. And this is what the Western philosophers have said about this great prophet of Allah. Now, what has happened today in Islam is that Islam was hijacked. Listen to what I'm saying. Hijacked by certain individuals and have changed certain things and certain history stuff. That's why there's a lot of confusion and mess. But we won't go into that. Inshallah, when Jesus and Imam Mahdi come back, that will all be sorted out. But for now, let's talk about the great Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, when the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, like I said, all the angels in the sky and all the prophets of Allah prayed behind him. When they prayed to Allah, now because the Holy Prophet is the greatest creation of Allah. Now, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I wanted to say something, but I forgot because some things happened. But I'll say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad means, oh Allah, bless and praise Muhammad and his household, his family, Fatima, Ali, Hassan, Hussein. Anyway, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Every Muslim says that in their salah every day. Now, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he went to the heavens, because everyone has to believe in the story of the Mi'raj, when he was taken to the heavens, he saw people being tortured in hell. He saw the gardens of paradise. He saw everything that, like, Allah showed him everything. Now, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he came back, after he saw hellfire, when he was in the heavens, he saw hellfire, because the Malik, the angel that's in charge of the hellfire, his name is Malik. He opened the doors of hell because the Prophet said, I want to see the hellfire. And when the Prophet saw the hellfire and the people getting tortured, when he came back to the earth, he never laughed after that day. You never see him laughing. It is a serious thing, hellfire. And it is there right now. It's there right now. Hellfire is now. It's alive. It's not. It's there. It's created. Now, hellfire, every single person in the world, even the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, everyone has got to cross over hellfire to get to heaven. That's why there's a verse in the Quran that says, وَإِن مِّنكُمْ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا, and there is none of you except that they will cross over hell. Now this line over hellfire is 5,000 years up, 1,000 years up, 1,000 years straight, 1,000 years down. It is sharper than a sword. It is thinner than a hair. And we all have to cross this to get to heaven. Now, in the Day of Judgment, Imam Ali alayhi salam says, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, he says there will be 50 checkpoints. Each checkpoint will be 50,000 years. And you will have to pass all these checkpoints in the Day of Judgment. Now, because Allah says in the Quran, one day in the Day of Judgment, in the next life, is like 50,000 years in this life that we have today. And in the Day of Judgment, you will be naked, you will be thirsty, you will be hungry. And all these 50,000 years, on one day is 50,000 years, you're going to have to be waiting and waiting and waiting. Now, while we are in this life, and we are saying to you these stories, we are saying to you, just like Jesus said to his people, just like Moses said to his people, just like David said, just like Joseph said. They said to the people, do good and go against bad and stop the bad and worship one God. Because all the prophets' messages were, La ilaha illallah, there is no God but Allah. This is what all the prophets' messages were. Now, I would like to say, there's a lot of things I could say to the Christian brothers, because I was talking to Bob the Builder today, but he didn't let me finish a couple of points. But as you can see, all the good people out there, whether they're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, I would want every one of you to read the Quran and read the interpretation of the Ahl al-Bayt, the 12 disciples. of the Prophet Muhammad. And do not read the interpretation of people who claim that they are sent by, they don't claim to be sent by anyone, they're just normal people. Because the only people that will interpret the verses of the Quran which are unclear is the people of knowledge, which is the Ahl al-Bayt, the 12 disciples of the Prophet Muhammad. So read the interpretations of these 12 disciples of the Prophet Muhammad, the first of them being Ali, the last of them being the Mahdi. Just like Jesus, Moses had 12, the 12, even the number 12 is always mentioned in the Quran about the Imams. Anyway, I don't want to take too much of the listeners' time, but like I said, 1 second here in this life is billions of years in the next life. So we gotta spend as much time as we can enjoying good, forbidding evil, worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, calling people to worship Allah and the right Islam with wisdom and with wisdom and tolerance. Assalamu alaikum. No? Yes, sir. What do you say? You want to say anything? Now come say something. Sure. Yeah, so that's my dad there, with the glasses. Yeah. Yeah, hey, listen, I don't know, my dad just popped out of nowhere, bro. Hey, yeah, so basically, I don't know, it's first time coming here, but like I said, yeah, even there's a hadith from Imam Ali that says that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Moses, do you know who will be in my heavens, my top heavens? They said, who? He said, the one that will be, the one that protects Allah's religion and will be angry for the sake of Allah, just like the tiger when he is injured. Have you seen the tiger when he's injured? Just like that. So, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad. Do you want to say something? أقول هذا أبويا هناك. أبو القميص الأخضر. Yeah. So, like I said, for the sake of Allah, for the sake of God, Allah is the God of Jews, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, everyone. There's only one God for all of us. When I'm talking about Allah, I'm talking about the God of everyone. I'm not talking about a different God, like, it's the one that created you, me, everyone. He's our God. We've got to work for Him, and we got to be putting our energy for Allah. Because this life is going to go very quickly. Even there's hadiths about this dunya. There was a woman, Imam Ali narrates this, that used to live, thousands of years ago, they used to live long, like 2,000 years. Like Nuh lived 2,000 years, 2,500 years. And then all these people, they used to live long years, like a long time. So this woman said, she said they told her, there will come a time when people will live up to 60 years. She said, whoa, because they used to live 3,000, 4,000 years. She said, whoa, if I was living in that time, I would have spent my whole life in sujood to Allah. I would have spent my whole life doing prostration to Allah. Because the 60 years is nothing. So in this life that we got, 60 years, what are we going to do? You tell me, are we going to do run and chase in this dunya? This dunya came in a form of a woman to Jesus, in the form of a blue woman. And she said to Jesus, I am the dunya, I am the world. And Jesus said to her, how many people have you married? She says, thousands. He said, what did you do to them? She said, I killed them. And she said, the strange thing is, they keep coming, wanting to come to me to marry me. And they see that I'm killing them. This is the dunya. This dunya is the lowest thing. That's why it was called dunya in Arabic. Dunya means adna. This comes from the word the lowest. Adna min kulli shay. The lowest of all things. Even once the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was passing with the Sahaba and he saw a pile of rubbish and he said to the Sahaba, do you know what this is? This is the dunya. This is this dunya is nothing. So stop loving the dunya. Stop loving the dunya. Think of the next life. Think of the eternal life. Jesus said, why would you build a house? Would any of you build a house on water? This is the dunya. This dunya is a bridge to pass over it, not to build on it. We're here passers by. That's why the bridge, you don't build on the bridge. You pass through it. You build for your next life. But anyway, I just wanted to say that, alhamdulillah, I see there's people, like every believer, who's a believer in God, who's a firm believer, has a special psychic. Not psychic like knowing the future, but has a special insight in things. That's why the believers, you see them, they are very, because they get spiritual blessings from God, a believer. So the believer, he will be tested so much, and he will have the hardest life. They said, this is the prison of the believer. So everyone who's a believer out there, who believes a firm believer in God, he's going to have so many problems. Know that Allah has said the believer will have problems in this life. This dunya is the paradise for the kafir and the prison for the believer. Now, I don't want to ever hear anyone saying to me, oh, I'm not grateful, I'm having hard times, I'm sad, I'm worried. Bro, just for you breathing, you should be grateful. Look at the person. In the time of Moses, there was a woman. Allah said to Moses, do you want to see who's my best servant? He said, go to this woman. Yes, brother, what are you saying? You good? He said, go to this woman. So Moses went to the woman, and the woman, she had no hands, no legs. She was blind, and she was saying, Alhamdulillah, thank you Allah, thank you Allah, this, that. She was praising Allah so much. And then Moses said, whoa. And Allah said, this is my good servant, this is my good slave, this woman. Because she had no hands, no legs, and no eyes, and she was thanking Allah. So everyone here is complaining over minor things. Why are you complaining over minor things? When you should be grateful just for having...
Which Allah she was thanking?
Allah of everyone who's one God. Allah, the God who created you, who created me.
One second.
Are you Christian?
There is a difference between...
Brother, are you Christian?
Moses is the
No, it's one God. It's one God.
Moses is God and Allah.
Sorry, brother, I just want to ask you one question.
Yeah.
Just answer me. Are you Christian?
I'm Christian.
Okay, nice to meet you, brother.
Okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to say,
Yeah.
regarding the Christians, I said to you, I got love and respect for Christians, and we're talking about
Thank you very
Jesus,
much.
the God of your Christians
you very much.
and the God of the Muslims is
Thank
the
you
same
very
God.
No.
Make it explain.
Let me explain.
All right,
Okay. Who is the father of Muhammad?
Abdullah,
Abdullah. What does Abdullah mean?
slave of Allah.
Slave of Allah.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So Abdullah was born in pagan family.
No.
He lived.
No.
Listen carefully.
Go on.
Listen
All right,
carefully.
wait, slow, slow.
Listen carefully.
I
Listen
love
carefully.
Jesus.
Oh, listen carefully.
I love Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Abdullah
But
was born in
they
pagan
were on the religion of Abraham. They were on the they were on the religion of Abraham. Abdul Muttalib. He was still on the religion of Abraham.
They were crashed. And they were pagan.
No, they wasn't. They never worshipped idols.
No.
Abdullah was a Muslim. He was on the religion of Abraham.
They were all crashed.
No.
They were all crashed, and they were worshipping pagan.
No, they wasn't. The Prophet Muhammad's grandparents. They never.
Here is the source.
No, I'm just saying.
Here is a Sahih
The
Bukhari.
Holy Prophet Muhammad's parents
Here is
never
the-
worshipped idols. They were on the religion of Abraham. They were still following that religion.
Let me show you Sahih Bukhari.
Yeah, but I'm not. What? So I don't believe everything in Sahih
Oh,
Bukhari.
you don't believe Sahih
No,
Bukhari?
because it's not Quran.
You don't
is it?
believe
It's
Quran?
not Quran. No, Quran. What Quran says.
You don't believe Quran?
Quran says وَتَقَلِّبُكَ فِي السَّاجِدِينَ.
No.
The Quran
See?
says that the Prophet's grandparents
See,
were
if,
Muslim.
if
The Quran
that-
says this.
If that,
Why are you going to take hadith of
if that
Quran?
Allah is a pagan,
Which Allah is a
Allah.
pagan? What are you talking about?
oh yeah.
What are you talking about?
Abdullah-
Abdullah was a Muslim.
Abdullah's Allah.
Abdullah was Muslim. He
Yeah.
was the same.
This is
He was
what
the
I'm
same
saying.
Allah of Ibrahim.
This is what I'm saying.
He was the same.
Abdullah was Muslim.
Yeah.
And he worshipped pagan.
No, he
Allah.
never worshipped the idols.
Yeah.
He was on the
Of
religion of
course,
Abraham. He
of course.
wasn't. All of the Prophet's
whole
grandparents were not
crash-
idol worshipping.
The whole crash,
Abdullah-
they were worshipping pagan.
They were not.
The
No,
whole crash, they were
the Bani
worshipping
Hashim were not worshipping.
Abdullah was Muhammad's father.
Yeah, he was a Muslim. He was a Muslim. No, he was on the religion of Abraham. He was on the religion of Abraham.
He was born in pagan family.
No, he wasn't.
He lived as a pagan.
Do you have any
He
dalil?
died
I'll
as
bring
a
you
pagan.
proof from the
For
Quran.
which Allah
I'll bring you proof from the
servant he
Quran.
is.
I'm bringing you proof from the
For
Quran.
which Allah's servant
What are you
he
talking
was.
about?
For which Allah's servant he was.
Can't take away everything
From your humility.
Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
You're going like around like this.
I'm tackling the issue. I understand. You're proving the fact that all of these things that he said can be refuted, have been refuted historically and factually. And actually, right now that they're illegal, and the origin is in a very racist place. So what Kalam is saying, or the point that he's making, is from his perspective. When he heard it similar. You know, you was on the live when he played that gangster thing, where Jack Nicholson was saying that. What was it he said? about why I don't respect you for the N-words, because you have to go